This video was sponsored by Enhance, Elbilmek, a better road planner, Kempower and bilkomponenter.
Yo, what's up? This is Porsche Macan 4, and in this video I'm gonna test how efficient it is. This is Audi Q6 e-tron's brother from another mother, but this is from Stuttgart, and yeah, they share the same platform, they share the same battery, I believe also motors, just tuned differently in the software. But that's pretty much where it ends, because this is a Porsche, it drives like a Porsche, sounds like a Porsche, not an Audi. But the strange thing is that this Macan is longer than the Q6, but it's lower and narrower than the Q6, so it should be more efficient, right? Well, but the thing is that once I poked into the back seat, I was like, whoa, that is so tight. You know, when I picked up this car, I drove the e-Golf and I had the car seat in the back here, and then when I put it in the Porsche, I was like, huh? There is less space in the Porsche than in the Volkswagen. What the heck, man? Well, yeah, so apparently with Porsche you get less for more, pay more and get less space. but okay, so it's longer, slicker, narrower, right, than the Q4, so maybe it's more efficient, except for that we have Goodyear. Let me show you guys here. 295 3522, yeah. Oh, curb rush for the win. Eagle F1, yeah. So these tires, the rear tires are almost twice as fat as the BMW i3. So yeah, maybe we just need to see how thirsty this car is then. But yeah, it is a proper Porsche. You see, we have the clock here, we have the drive mode here, nice steering wheel, and just remind you, this is from Stuttgart, you know. Oh yeah, look at this, huh? There's a center console over here. But okay, so I'm gonna drive a loop now. I'm not sure how long I want to drive. Maybe over there, maybe to Tongue in the back end, something. Oh, look at this. It also shows me how many percent we will arrive with. It's always visible there. Yeah, Volkswagen, watch and learn. Yeah, the ID software, you have to dig into the navigation data to find it. But yeah, also here, this is nice. We can see battery temperature here and state of charge here. Okay, it eats up a lot of space. It's kind of pointless, but okay, well, it is there. Car scanner doesn't show that much information. We see some voltage, we see some delta between whatever, 9 degrees Celsius side. Okay, anyway, let's get over to the starting position right over there, and then we reset, and then we go for it. All right, let me see. Wind at Mjøsen. Seems to be, yeah, wind from the south. We have slight tailwind. I have to cruise 124 on the speedo to match 120 GPS speed. Yeah, and then also, fun fact, no, shit, I accidentally bumped into the, okay. But when you switch here, mode, there is no eco mode. There is just normal and sport and all the other modes. So I just want to use normal mode. But okay, no eco mode. But hey, come on, I mean, it's a Porsche. Nobody drives in eco mode in a Porsche anyway. Well, fun fact, in the Taycan, you will have the range mode, which is the eco mode. But here it's a different platform, and apparently there's no need for eco mode because it's always an eco-ish mode anyway. But yeah, I think I can just go to Tongue and then back again. So that's a 60-kilometer loop total. Yeah, I think I have time for this, 2 in the afternoon. But yeah, this car is the poor man's Porsche because we have Bose sound system and we have no auto steer. I don't know if it's standard, but there is no acoustic glass here. So yeah, fun fact, this car, the base price is 800k roughly NOK, and then there's only a 300k additional equipment here. So yeah, I didn't know it was possible to spec it with only 300k. At least we have the chrono here, yeah. but it is in the true Porsche spirit that it has nice handling. When you just twist the steering wheel a little bit, it changes direction so sharp, so responsive, you know. Many other SUVs becomes a bit sluggish, but here, okay, there is some body roll, but it's still one of the sportier SUVs I've driven this year. So that part is nice. The seats are nice. Stereo might not be that nice. Should I test it? Oh, it's dark now. Shit. Result from the 120 test: 269 watt-hour per kilometer. Ooh, it is significantly thirstier than the Q6, but then the Q6 didn't have that fat tires. But also here we see that the battery temperature has not got up, so we haven't spent any extra energy heating the battery. So it just boils down to the tires, right? Okay, let's try the 90 test then. Well, before I start again, I'm gonna show you here. Where is the region setting? Well, you don't find it unless you know how it works. It's here. Yeah, like it doesn't even say the region, right? So in the off state, then it rolls more like most German cars in drive. And then this is not even remotely close to B mode or one pedal mode. It's just quite weak region. But drive mode, could we just level? Do we go lower? Does that help? I just want to drive in normal mode, not any weird low mode. So electric sport. Wun. Okay, no, okay. Spoiler extended. Should we mess with that? Maybe just have it retracted. Okay. Press and hold. Okay, to manually press and hold to move it back. And another thing, ever since I picked up the car, I noticed that the steering wheel heater was on. So I look everywhere. Climate menu. Over here, we have a cogwheel here. 9, this here. Went over here to the comfort. There's some ambient light. It's not here, but I could feel that the steering heater was on. So what did I do? Did I read the manual? No, I asked my friend Pavel. He used to own a Porsche Taycan before, and he could tell me that it is here. Yeah, there's a button here, and then when you press it, you see that it says steering wheel heating switch on. Wait, on or off? What, really? And also the strange thing is that when it's on, there is no indication here whatsoever that it is on. So, but it is such in a weird spot here. It's like finding the G spot in a woman. You need to know that it's here, right? You can't see it, you just have to feel it, and then okay, well, now I know. But look, we have 5G in the car. Ooh, awesome. And also, if we click here, we have Spotify. But when I try to log in, okay, log in using PIN code, there was a connection problem. Please try again, okay? And also, yeah, it doesn't work. And also, I tried login using password, also didn't work, no connection. I've seen this before, which is in the BYDs. Many of them, we have internet, but we cannot log into Spotify. That's a bummer. Okay, let's check the weight. Front axle, 1200. Ooh. The whole car. Whoa, 2520. But it is lighter than Q6. Ah, interesting. All right, this time I have to cruise at 93 kilometers per hour on the speedo to match 90 GPS speed. Yeah, the wind, yeah, actually, you know, every time I check the wind around here, it's always windier here than other places where we have some trees blocking it. So, yeah, not sure how strong the wind is here, but all right. So, nice spring weather, right? 10 degrees Celsius, which is pretty good because it matches the same temperature we had with the Q6 we tested last year. Wow, this time we consume 195 watt-hour per kilometer. Holy macaroni, this is a thirsty beast. Battery temperature is still 23.
degrees Celsius. So yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with the test. And we have USB over here. I tried to use my USB stick to plug in any music, but it just says device not recognized. So no music test from that part, at least. So what we can do to test the Bose sound system is to play from, well, we play it on the phone and then it goes via Bluetooth. There's a playlist called Teslabjorn, and there's some songs over there that doesn't trigger the YouTube copyright claims. So that just sounds okay for a Bose system. Ooh, there's even some bass here, deep bass, there's a subwoofer in the back. Wow. I would think of Bose to be not high-end, but okay, maybe there's some compression here, I'm not sure, on the way from the phone over to the speakers. But I mean, it transfers digitally anyway. Yeah. Wow, okay, sounds okay, right? Next. Vanta Black. Just want to slam some doors here. Okay, wait, I'm gonna skip here. It has a bit slow start. Okay, there's a mid bass. Actually, it sounds nice and detailed, except for I hear the underwater effect compression thing. Like if you ever played Purple Rain with the Prince, that in the beginning that it never sounds good on MP3, but on pure wave file CD quality, then it's just crisp. But here, okay, yeah, so I have a bit of compression somewhere, but still the bass is nice and punchy. I like it. Wow. You don't need Burmester or Bangelosen. You can get the Bose sound system. What about if I crank up the volume then? Let's see. Whoa, whoa, that was a bit unexpected, because in cheaper system, especially Chinese cars, when you crank the volume, you will typically get clipping of the bass, and then the mid-high tones, they go slightly higher up to a point where they also start distorting. But here, it just... The distortion you hear is actually clipping in my microphone and so on into the camera, but it plays loud and it plays clean. So 2 thumbs up for the Bose system. Do you have more I can test here? Yeah, here. Of course, the Runaway. Last song. Wow. I didn't expect this. I expected some crappy system since it was Bose, you know, low end. Oh, I was wrong. Wow, I'm surprisingly impressed. Great, great. Well, we're back home now. So the test today shows that this Porsche Macan 4 is less efficient than the Audi Q6. Is it because of weight? Well, definitely not, because this Porsche is lighter than the Q6. Is it because of the tires? Yes, that's likely. What about other things in the drivetrain? Can Porsche actually tune this differently? Can they run it on permanent all-wheel drive, whereas the Q6 runs it on rear-wheel drive when cruising, then kicks in all-wheel when it's needed? Ich weiß nicht, because there is no info screen here, unlike the Taycan and also unlike the Q6. So I don't know what's going on with the drive, all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's still a nice car to drive. It's fun, it's comfortable, we have good seats, it's fun to throw it around corners. But if you want the most space and the best range, you have to get the Q6. But I think people who want to buy a Porsche, they don't care about the space and range, right? So that's gonna be it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching and talk to you later.